We got Lawrance Toafili here, running back. Man, it is exciting to have an offensive guy in here now. I've been talking a lot of defense, so now I'm ready to kind of hear like y'all's side of the story. You know, because
Almost definitely.
I mean, they just told us like they're way better. You know, no, I'm just kidding. So I wanted to talk about your development both this spring and as a running back. I think fairly or unfairly, you know, when you first came out, people thought, okay, Lawrance Toafili is a really fast guy, kind of, I don't know if gadget, I don't mean that in a bad way, but that was always kind of it. You know, he can't catch it out of the backfield, get him out wide. You know, last year we really saw you develop into, okay, running between the tackles, kind of doing every carry you're asked of, and, you know, pass protecting and all that. So what have you focused on this spring specifically to develop into more of a well-rounded back? And just overall, I guess, in your time here, what do you think you've improved the most at?
I mean, I feel like I improved on everything a little bit every year going in every year. But I would say like specifically this spring and before the spring, I just was like winter workouts. I was serious about the weight room. You know, I had a a minor setback with the shoulder, but you know, it wasn't really nothing for me to overcome. That kind of what got me more focused on like just getting healthy and be able to be in the best shape and as strong as possible that I could be. So I feel like that was a main focus coming into this spring, and that also translated into, you know, my pass pro and just being stronger, running the ball between the tackles and things like that. So all of that kind of came together as like my focus, I would say, like my strength and, you know, just being more aggressive and more physical, and also being able to get out and work on my routes and being able to catch the ball. So it's kind of been, you know, everything kind of working together, getting better all the way around.
So I'm sure we'll get some questions about it. You know, I want to kind of just start with that Wildcat stuff in the Louisville game, and that really showed like, dude, you will do anything that is asked of you, right? Even if that means playing quarterback. Were you a quarterback in high school? Like, where did the Wildcat come from? Is that something you've done before?
I mean, I've definitely ran Wildcat in high school, but I've always played a little bit of quarterback throughout my whole life, so it kind of was something I was kind of used to, you know, something I was familiar with. But I actually was surprised we ran it. You know, we were ready for it though. We were practicing it, and you know, my number was called, and I was just grateful to make that opportunity. I mean, make that happen.
How just, you know, you're getting ready for that all week, and it's like, all right, like you said, your number's called, you get to make it happen. But just what was the feeling like going from where you were your freshman year, where it was like you could kind of start to see the sunlight, but you know, it felt like y'all were just not really near the mountaintop yet, to holding up that ACC trophy with your teammates, and just what was that like looking back on your time here?
It just, you know, like everybody says, man, the work works. You know, like it literally showed what we improved as a team every year. Like, you know, everybody has individual goals, but as a team and as a coaching staff, like as a Florida State, you know what I'm saying, as a collectively, we just came and got better each year, like all around. So that just showed for itself. You know what I'm saying? Every year was progress, and we took a step up. Even with new guys coming in, we set that culture to the point where you come in, you gotta, you know, this is how we do things, this is how we operate. So you gotta get in where you fit in, and you know, we all collectively went for one mission, and that's what we're trying to do again this year. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to build that up, and
y'all got to hold up the ACC trophy, and hopefully this year it's a much bigger trophy. Did I say that right, Kev? Is that Taze Fungus? It's quite the name. So you're the leader, one of the leaders now in the running back room with Benson gone. How has it been taking on that role?
I mean, it's definitely different for me, just because being here with my, you know, this is like my 5th year being here, so 4 years being here. I wasn't really much of a vocal guy. You know, I'm just trying to contribute however I can to help the team win. That's always my main focus. So kind of transitioning into making sure I pull guys along with me, and, you know, make sure I'm checking in on my teammates, being that guy to hold us to that standard. That it was a big step, and I feel like it helped me just grow as a player and as a person in general. You know what I mean? So it means a lot to me. Just taking that leadership role, it means a lot.
It's just been kind of cool to see the growth. And, you know, how do you maybe this isn't even something you think about, but just how important is it though to balance like being your version of that leader, right? Like not trying to be Trey, not trying to say, oh, I'm the next Trey, but just trying to be who LT is when he's the leader. Is that something you consciously think about, or is that something that happens naturally, or what's that like?
I kind of feel like it's something that kind of happens naturally, because it's like the way I lead is more of a lead by example. You know what I mean? I don't talk too much, but being in the role that I am now, I feel like we don't have many vocal leaders, so I want to step up and, you know, be that for the team as well. But just all around, like coming together and, you know, us leading it together like that, it's just the room is. I don't know, man. I can't. Like, hey.
It's a fun room.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm just very grateful, man. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm grateful for the guys I get to do it with.
Yeah, and we're excited to see what's gelled you. I mean, again, seeing you is amazing. I can't wait for folks to see like Jalen Lucas popping off. I mean, he's so fast. It's terrifying. But Z-Chan with the super chat, we appreciate it, man. Again, folks, feel free to throw your questions, whether you're Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, we'll throw them up there. He wants to know which position group has improved the most since last year.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say. Like, we could say we got new guys everywhere, you know, but throughout the spring, it's kind of hard to say, because I feel like as an offense, we're still gelling, we're still coming together, and we're still trying to see who fits where. I guess you could say, but yeah, that's a hard question to answer. I mean, everybody collectively, we're pushing to a high standard, so I would just say every room is getting better just by the experience that we've had, and, you know, the things that we've learned through our experiences. We're able to pass that knowledge down to the younger guys, and anybody that's, you know, coming in that's new or, you know, jumping on the bus with us. We get to really inform them and kind of give them the things that they need to be successful. So I kind of feel like by us being smarter and being more experienced, it helps the whole team collectively, like as a group, or the offense, you know what I mean? So
do you feel like when you're helping lead the younger guys, I mean, is it a present thought for you of like, okay, these are, you know, this is maybe the stuff I didn't get when I first got here, you know, the advice I wish I'd gotten, or, you know, I wish someone showed me this, and trying to kind of do the opposite of what you got?
Exactly. Like, I put myself in their shoes. So like when coach is breaking something down to them, and like, I just remember myself, like, being in that room as a young guy, coach was kind of talking over my head, you know what I mean? Like, not trying to, because he just, you know, thought I knew certain things. Me knowing that I didn't know and didn't understand fully what he was saying throughout, like, a lot of the times, like, now, once I hear him say something that I think that they may not know, I kind of like, okay, coach, let me just make sure they understand, you know, this part of it. Like, make sure that you got to do this before you do that. Like, it's just little things, I would say, and I feel like it goes a long way for sure.
Well, it's what, you know, I mean, it's kind of a cliche, right? But they say the best teachers are often the best students.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I always tell, like, Kevin and, you know, Amanda that they're lucky they have me, because I'm dumb enough where, like, I had to ask all those dumb questions, so, you know, now I can just make sure I explain everything thoroughly.
Yeah. Yep.
But we got a question from the 247 board from Noel F. and Way. I actually had to shorten this one a lot because there was a character limit, but, you know, he basically said, you know, thanks for all that you've done, the Wildcats stepping up in that moment, and just really sticking it out and everything you've done here. I know I'm paraphrasing, but the question is which game, I don't know if you planned this out ahead of time, which game do you plan on body surfing your way to a touchdown this year?
Hey, man, you know, whoever thinks we're going down, whoever tries to, you know, tackle me a weird way, hey, that's when I'm going to pull it out.
You have like one of the most impressive track records of just odd, kind of stayed on your feet, somehow made it into the end zone ones. And I mean, you almost had one against LSU last year. Like, you're, you know, maybe an inch of your shoulders kind of bumped the ground, but I thought he was going to throw you right in.
Yeah, I ain't going to lie. Well, that's the man. That's the man above, man. You know, I'm grateful to make it happen, though. Definitely, you know, I try.
So, what was your? Will Reed asks, what was your reaction when you won the MVP of the ACC championship game? Did you see it coming? Were you totally blindsided by it?
I'm not gonna lie. I was definitely blindsided by it, just because as I was watching the game, you know, I don't get to watch the offense too much, you know, but like watching the game, I seen the defense just going off, man. So it was like, to me, it was a no-brainer that one of the D linemen were gonna get it, or because I wasn't really thinking like I just seen how good of a performance that they had. I felt like it kind of the offense was, you know what I mean. So we made it happen though, but I feel like in my eyes in that moment, I was thinking it was gonna go to the defense. So I was caught by surprise, honestly.
How much do y'all, feed off of each other in those situations? Like, you see 3rd and 2, Fisk comes up with a huge sack, or, I mean, gosh, with that moment where, Tatum got an interception in the end zone, you're like, okay, we're still in this. Like, how much do y'all feed off the energy when the defense is playing like that?
I mean, that's fuel to the fire, man. Like, it gives you a jump start. It just, I don't know, it does something to you to where, like, you just, like, it's my turn. We got to make a play. Like, defense is doing their thing. It's our turn. Like, let's go out here and do our thing. So that's kind of the mindset of it.
I love it, man. Taze Fungus, that's a great name. Who's the hardest hitting linebacker on the team?
I mean, I'm gonna say DJ Lundy. A big guy, big powerful guy. I would say he's the hardest hitting linebacker. But we still, still got some time to see if anybody could come on the board and compete with him.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, he's massive.
No. We got some hard hitting linebackers though. Everybody's, the linebackers are ready.
I have a question. I know Blake played a lot of almost exclusively running back in high school. Do y'all ever talk about that as his experience as a running back converted to linebacker helpful? Like, does he have kind of advice for y'all, or what's that dynamic like?
I would say I'm very impressed with Blake. Like, even when he first came in, he was making plays that usually aren't made by a linebacker. From my perspective, from what I've seen, like even on it was a wheel route, and we were doing on 7-on-7, and just the way I felt like I had him beat, but he still made the play. Like, he's fast enough to recover, you know what I'm saying, and he's athletic enough to get an interception or bat the ball down, get a PBU. So I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm impressed with Blake.
Yeah, man,
definitely.
His growth has been awesome. I had that one against Southern Miss, almost had the pick, not quite. He'll remember where the out bounds is next time. But we got another one for you. Where is the toughest environment you've had to play in on the road?
I'm not gonna lie. I would say Death Valley was, Clemson. It was the last year. I feel like, well, even throughout all my years, that was probably the loudest game, and it was during the daytime. Like, it was a noon game. I just remember looking on the field. I was on the field, and I was looking at the sideline, and coach was trying to get me to adjust. And I literally was looking at him, and I seen that he was saying something, but there was no way I could hear him. Like, it was so loud. It was, that was a good environment. It was surreal.
What was that feeling like though when it's overtime or double overtime? Keon catches that ball, game's over, and it's silent for those couple seconds. What's that like?
I'm not even gonna lie. That's just it felt like it was a surreal moment. Like, it felt like I just seen what I did, but it just was like you realize that you're in that big moment. Like, you got to witness it, and like you were on the team in that big moment. So I couldn't even explain that one, but that was pretty wild.
It's gotta be such a, just so satisfying. I got a video I'll show you later. I have a great one of the camera focused on Dabo when Fitz makes that kick, and he just throws a temper tantrum. It's amazing. Anyway, Zach Gage asks, LT, you've had a ton of electric and important touchdowns. What's your favorite touchdown as a Nole? 727, stand up. Don't literally stand up, real.
Hey, shout out 727. But I would say my favorite touchdown. It's hard to say what my favorite touchdown. Touchdowns are pretty, it's hard to get touchdowns in college football, but, I probably would say my Virginia Tech one, just because I almost, I was questionable, when I rolled on the guys, I didn't know if I got in or not, so I kind of was surprised by that one, so I would say that's probably go down as one of my favorites. But the Clemson one was just, it was just wild. I definitely didn't know I scored that time, so I don't know, man. It was probably those two.
How important is that, though? you talk about the little things and the details. I know a big thing at a Mike Norvell practice is he yells at y'all to finish. I mean, the whistle blows. As I understand it, he's never told me the rules. I keep telling him I've got eligibility left. He says they don't need me this year. But it seems like, once you get wrapped up, the whistle blows, but he's yelling finish, run to the end zone every time. Like, how much does that play into plays like that where, you may have been down, but your brain tells you run through the end zone?
That I feel like that's when it pays off. That finish, the way that we finish is what paid off on those awkward plays, or you know what I'm saying, those plays that I made that little roll over a guy and extra extend or tiptoe in. Like, it was just all me trying to finish the play. You know what I mean? So I guess I feel like that's where it plays out. Like,
you
the finish. Yeah, definitely. That's just the mindset. That's how we play. Got to finish every play, no matter what.
The 247 board user O'Clockney asks, is this the first time you'll be out of the country for Georgia Tech in Ireland?
Actually, it'll be my first time. Just got my passport. So,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, it'll be
How'd
a
the
new
picture
experience. It was rough, boy. It was right after
Really?
practice. Yeah, it was right after practice. I had to go up there and take it. But, yeah, man, it was a rough picture. But, yeah, it's going to be first time out the country. New experience. Should be pretty cool, though.
That's exciting.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
Ireland's all, I mean, we'll be there, but it's one of, I've been there once, and it's incredible. Actually, kind of brings question. So, we were talking about your Polynesian heritage, and this is the first year we've had Polynesian or Polys on the team, really. I was talking to DJ about it, and, like on the East Coast of the United States, that's not really a group that's super well represented. How cool has that been to have, like, you, DJ, Sione, obviously Derek Ray?
Yeah.
What's that been like this year?
I mean, it's cool. It's great to have them guys, with me, and just to be able to, just from having nobody that was poly here to having them guys come in, it's just feel like I'm more of at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get to talk to them guys, and I mean, it's just a great experience. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how else to explain that, but I'm grateful for them guys, man.
We got something cool. We got something cool planned over the summer.
Yeah. Shout out to the Polys, man.
We got some video content planned. I'm excited to do with y'all. Which rival school, Miami or UF, are you most excited to play against this upcoming season?
Man, I'm ready for both of those games. I couldn't even. If I had to say one, I would say UF though.
Okay.
UF. Do y'all know when UF game is this year? I'm pretty sure.
It's always are we back on Saturday? Because I know we did the Friday thing like right after Thanksgiving. I think we're back to Saturday this year. I think it's Thanksgiving.
I think it's on my birthday. I don't know though.
Okay.
I might be wrong. It's close to it. Every year is like right there close to it. So yeah, it's always an important game for me. I feel like my birthday's coming up. We gotta you know what I'm saying? We gotta secure that one.
Get some birthday touchdowns.
Definitely.
How much? Like I always, I guess, kind of debate this in my head of you don't want a rivalry week to be we're working so much harder because like you're working hard every week.
No, most definitely.
Just how special are those weeks and those games though as a Seminole playing against Miami and UF every year?
I mean, I definitely feel like we work the same way and prepare the same way for every other game. It's just something about the environment during those weeks, the intensity. I guess it's the build up. I would say all the social media and all the hype around it. That's what kind of builds that other aspect of it. But I feel like we do a good job on working the same way we do. We approach it the same way, and we just put ourselves in the best position. So that's.
Is there, and no's an acceptable answer, but like, is there a particular team that's maybe not a traditional rival that maybe you just don't like or you look forward to playing against because they're just fun to beat or anything like that?
I ain't gonna lie, I would say Clemson.
Okay.
Clemson's that game, and we didn't play them last year, but I felt like to me UNC was always that game too, and we get to play them this year, so glad to play them boys.
It's NC State for me, and I
would say them too.
Never going there again. I went there in 2012 when the 17-16 game happened, and I went last year. It was my fault. I apologize. But man, something about that team is it's tough.
Hey, we got to get over the hump. We're taking steps every year. So put in that work. It's going. It's going to happen. It's going to fall through.
So, last one, just focusing back on the spring showcase. What do you think, or maybe not even the spring game, but maybe it's in the fall, but what about this team do you think is going to surprise fans the most that people that haven't seen practice every day? or even maybe just stand out the most?
Yeah, the thing I would say is I feel like the team is very mature. Like I feel like it's gonna show up in the game. I don't know if people would really notice it. I mean, I guess you would notice it. You know, I feel like we're gonna play really, really disciplined, and we're gonna be like a smart football team. You know what I mean? I feel like that's important things to have on a good football team, to be disciplined and to play smart football. I feel like those are two main things that are like we do at a high level. So.
I mean, you guys, like you said, you have a lot of guys who've been in this system for so long. You're bringing in a lot of talented guys, but you're getting them all up to speed. And you know, sorry, one follow up to that, like how different has it been at the running back position with the radio communication able to come in now? Is that kind of a weird wrinkle? I guess not a ton changes for y'all maybe, but like, what's that been like?
I mean, it's different because we're actually, you know, we get in the huddle and we get like. Before, we're usually like lining up, freelancing, you know, looking at the signal and things like that. But now we're in the huddle. It's just
wild to see huddles in college football.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Especially for us, like 4 years without a huddle, and we're just throwing in the huddle. So like, you know, it's just a little different. But it's I feel like it's not too much for us. It's not too much anything that's really different. We'll kind of go through our same little process.
Cool, man. Well, hey, look, I appreciate you coming by. Appreciate you taking some time to talk to the fans, answer questions.